Hey guys, welcome to the Awesome 7 series, a series I've created where I would be talking about 7 facts in 7 minutes and that I would be posting after every 6 video I upload. Have you ever quoted a verse from the Bible just to make yourself feel holier than thou, but in reality you just made yourself look like a fool because that verse wasn't even in the Bible? 7 phantom Bible verses people think are in the Bible. Number 1. God helps those who help themselves. Though it is constantly attributed to Benjamin Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac in 1757, the quote originated in ancient Greece. Fables such as Hercules and the Wagoner talk about a wagon that falls into a ravine, but when the driver appeals to Hercules for help, he is told by a voice from heaven to get to work himself. In 1698, the phrase was used by Algernon Sidney, or Algernon Sidney, whatever, in an article called Discourses Concerning Government. The quote is not biblical. In fact, it contradicts the gospel of Jesus Christ about grace, in which we are to depend on God more than we are to depend on ourselves. That is not to say that we, as Christians, are to remain inactive, but rather to understand that God's favor and the blessings are with us and are in us because He is good and because He loves us, not because we deserve it. Otherwise, how would we ever come to the end of ourselves and learn to rely on God as our only provider? Tell me, how? Number 2. God works in mysterious ways. Although uncertain of its origin, an 18th century poet named William Cowper may be the one to blame for that quote. He wrote the famous hymn, God Moves in a Mysterious Way, in 1773, which relates to some parts of the Bible that explains how God's wisdom, knowledge, and ways are too great for human comprehension and understanding. The word mystery is found in the Bible. The actual phrase God works in mysterious ways is nowhere to be found. The quote was used by President Obama while delivering the eulogy for Reverend Clementa Pinckney, who was killed in a mass shooting in an evening Bible study in June 17, 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina. Ironically enough, Obama also sang Amazing Grace, a hymn written by John Newton, a British sailor who used to write Christian hymns with William Cowper. Go Obama! Number 3. This too shall pass. This phrase seems to have originated from the writings of medieval Persian poets and Jewish folklore. English poet Edward Fitzgerald used it in his poetry, and it was employed by Abraham Lincoln in his address to the Wisconsin State Agricultural Society in 1859. The quote may be related to 2 Corinthians, which talks about how momentary afflictions prepare us for what's to come, and the things that are seen are just temporal, while the things that are not seen are eternal. The quote may also be confused by Christians by the phrase, it came to pass, which is found in the KJV Bible over 400 times. Whoever counted that, God bless you, because it wasn't me. Number 4. Hate the sin, love the sinner. The famous quote was wrote by Mahatma Gandhi in his autobiography in 1927. He went on to say, and I paraphrase, that such concept is rarely practiced, and that is the reason why hatred keeps spreading around the world. Although the Bible teaches how God hates sin, He puts more emphasis in His love and the love that we are to have for one another. Jesus went as far as to give us a new commandment, and that is to love one another as He loves us. Although it may sound like a good quote to say, this quote puts way too much emphasis on sin. And let's face it, a sin is sin. There are no levels to it. Christians should be focused more on the love. And no, that is not to change your views to appeal to people. After all, love covers multitude of sins. So there you go. Love people, man. Number 5. Everything works together for good. Although these words are found in the Bible, it is an incomplete verse. Everything works together for good may or may not be the case. being that sometimes we are the ones who bring certain turmoils into our lives. It's not only the verse that's incomplete. People tend to take away half of the sentence of the verse for this one. And we all know that everything works together for good to those who love God, comma, to those who are the called according to his purpose. But it pays to realize that we are responsible for certain situations in our lives. Not everything is a work of destiny, but a consequence of our actions. So there you go. There you were thinking that you cheated on your husband because it was meant to be. Boo. Number 6. Money is the root of all evil. The quote is used by many artists like Ludacris, Eminem, and Trey Songz to define money. It is widely believed this quote is found in the Bible, and it is, but this one is also an incomplete quote. The Bible states that the love of money is the root of all evil. But does it matter that people tend to say only half of the verse? Well, saying only half of the verse may make you believe that money itself is evil. And many people believe that money is a curse instead of a blessing. Money is a great asset for those who know how to use it and for those who know how to control money. And do not let money control them, like doing stupid, illegal, dangerous things just to get it. Recent findings at the University of British Columbia and Michigan State University discovered that while making more money or having more money doesn't increase your happiness, it does decrease sadness. Maybe because, and I quote, having more money provides more options for dealing with diversity. Higher income is associated with less daily sadness, but not more daily happiness. Happiness and well-being should not depend on money. So there you go. Nothing wrong with money. Go get it. Just don't love it. Number 7. The eyes are the window to the soul. Although the quote has been attributed to many people like Shakespeare and Andrew Hamilton, the origin of the quote is debatable. The light of the body is the eye. Other translations state, the eye is the lamp of the body, meaning that our bodies could either be full of light or full of darkness, depending on what we allow to be susceptible to our eyes. A study made in Örebro University in Sweden compared the eyes of 428 subjects with their personality traits to see if their iris structure reflected their characters. According to Matt Larson, a behavioral scientist who led the study, the results suggest that people with different iris features tend to develop along different personality lines. He went on to say that these findings support the notion that people with different iris configurations tend to develop along different trajectories in regards to personality. Wow. Okay guys, I hope you like my first Awesome 7 video. Do me a favor, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on social media, subscribe to my channel, comment on the video. God bless you and stay awesome. 7. Awesome 7.
Jesus came to save mankind from eternal damnation.
He can swing. But praise the Lord. When I was between 13 and 14 years old, I had the weirdest experience. I was sleeping and I heard the weirdest sound, like a buzz, and all of a sudden I felt like me, this spirit being that I am, came out of my physical body.